the punks that came up in '76. He was the singer in the Buzzcocks. He sang in Magazine. He disappeared from the face of the earth for 4 years and then came back with Luxuria with his partner Nocco. They now have their second album out on Beggar's Banquet. It's called The Beast Box, and there's also this collection of lyrics, 1976 to 1990, on Black Spring Press. I spoke to Howard and Nocco today.
Its shape tells us plainly, time inside is curved. It holds Elvis Presley's body perfectly preserved.
Will guitar rock last into the 21st century, or is it already nostalgic?
The way in which I play guitar now, when I grew up and I first started playing guitar, I thought guitar meant something in the 70s. It was like, well, okay. Somehow throughout the 80s it became a really unhip sort of thing to even aspire to. So even though I've got all those skills, I think they get used in a slightly more distant sort of sense now, I guess, because they are inherently full of semi-logical baggage, and you can never really get rid of that. I think the guitar isn't a liberated instrument anymore. I think it has so much cultural baggage inherent in every note you play. So I don't know how that answers the question, but
you still play a lot of guitar, and you still...
Well, I do, because that's how I can communicate best and most articulately.
You've had It Only Looks As If It Hurts published. I think you've said elsewhere you don't think lyrics stand up on their own to reading, casual reading, but are you trying to narrow the gap?
Well, I think they probably stand up to casual reading. It's probably really detailed reading, which is where I would expect poetry to stand up, or to stand up as just a voice enunciating those words. You know, they are very much written, and were written to music, for music, to go with music.
It's an accident of nature, designed by architects.
Do you keep a notebook of lyrical ideas, and do you have it on you, and would you care to read a couple of lines at random from it?
My bag's over there. I can't be seen to move. I do keep a notebook, yes.
And what kind of things strike the ear and make you think I must write that down?
Well, the usual sort of things, you know. The bus is better than the underground, isn't it, generally, for listening behind people for things they're saying. Stuff that flashes across my brain from wherever it may come.
Because I notice something you do a lot is you invert cliches. You say, I've got a good face for memories rather than a good memory for faces and that kind of thing. And is it as if you feel that if you put a cliche on its head, all the copper comes out of its pockets and you get some sort of new meaning out of it, or new value out of it?
Yes, especially from the fact that it is, that it is a cliche. Yes, those coins that were in the pocket were perhaps very well worn, but yes, perhaps do get renewed a little bit.
The beast box is dreaming, what you believe. The beast box is dreaming.
What would you have been if you hadn't been a singer?
I really have no idea. Really have no idea.
I mean, when you were 8 years old, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I think probably probably the only thing I ever had was when I first started listening to music, of wanting to be the person that chose the music to go with, whatever I was watching on television or whatever music I was hearing. Because I was finding it so evocative. I think I probably wanted to shoot films to certain kinds of music, actually. That was probably more the way around, now I think about it. There was certain music that I somehow wanted to get visually.
And when you were 8?
Yeah, I was always told I was going to be an architect. And I guess really, in a sort of 1990s sense, being an architect's probably more hip than being a musician now, really. So maybe I should have done that.
The beast box is dreaming, what you believe. The beast box is dreaming. The beast box is dreaming, what you believe. The beast box is dreaming.
Am I creating a character?
No, you once said, you did say in The Enemy on precisely the 6th of August 1983, that that part of your whole creative project had been seeing what you could get away with in public, being this character called Howard Devoto, and I found that very interesting, and I based half my bloody career on it as well. No. But how...
It's a bad mistake. Don't, you know, for heaven's sake, save yourself. Stop now.